Well, this is turning out to be the most interesting morning. This is take two. I was almost done, and for some reason, it just said live video ended. That's about the third thing. Now, we have a family joke, me and my sisters and daughter, that when things just go wrong, one thing right after another, somebody's pregnant. So if you're pregnant, it's usually somebody that's not really supposed to be. Not necessarily. When you have a bad day and it's just one bad thing after another, somebody's pregnant. So somebody's pregnant. That's a fair warning. Anyway, because so far this morning, electricity clicked off, fried my computer. I'm praying it works. I've got it unplugged right now, so I went and got the laptop, had to plug all that in. I don't even know what else has gone wrong this morning. Just this morning, just I slept in or I overslept a little bit. Then Chris decided that he needed to be changed and fed right at 8. He didn't even wake up, So it's crazy. So I'm starting all over. I refuse to go down without a fight. All right. So I don't know why. Uh, I don't know. I'm just going to keep going, y'all. And if I have to, I'll take my camera and just make a video and upload it later because I'm going to get it said. And I don't think it's that big of a devotion, right? It's just a simple devotion. So it's just been crazy, crazy morning. But with that being said, in case you tuned into the first half of the other one that just decided to stop right in the middle, you know, um, change is our friend. I learned that on a we took a missions trip to Jamaica, and they told us two things before our first meeting. Here's two things you've got to hold on to for this trip. Change is your friend, because we can make the best plans, but because we're in the mission field and we're working with a lot of people, we're going to the hills and things like that, and things are going to happen. So just be fluid, right? Just be ready for change and just take the attitude that changes my friend. Okay, so every time we would plan something and then the rain would come or something, we'd have to change it. We'd say, well, changes my friend, right? And then the other thing is to forgive in advance. Just make up your mind that you're just going to forgive everybody. And then you're not going to hold an offense. And so I learned two things. I learned a lot from that mission trip. But anyway, so change is my friend, although it doesn't really feel like it, right? So anyway, so then that's what I was talking about. Let me say this real quick. The problem with doing something twice like this and doing it over is you can't remember what you did say because I have all my mental notes, my mental outline, and so I hope I don't leave something out that I think I said or I say something twice because I don't think I said, right? Anyway, so change is our friend, and that's what I'm talking about. Change, and life changes. The seasons are changing. Our financial situation can change. Our relationships change. We have a job. We have friends there, and then maybe our job changes, and then those people who were our friends aren't. We don't really associate with them. Doesn't mean they're not our friends anymore, but we move on to something else. And so I have to say that the only constant in life is that things are going to change. I just didn't know so many things were going to change this morning, right? Anyway, so but that's a constant. We age, we mature, we make decisions about moving or buying a house or selling a house or renting an apartment or living in our car. Whatever our decisions are, right? If influences the change that's going to come in our lives. But then there's other changes too. Hopefully, we mature as we age, right? I know some people who age and don't mature. So hopefully, we mature as we age. And so we change the way we make decisions. We change the way we live our days. We change the way we handle situations because we gain some maturity and some wisdom just from life experiences. And people pass away. I'm going to a funeral tomorrow of my daddy's last living brother. There were six boys, and he's the last one. He passed a couple of weeks ago, I think 3 weeks ago or so. So, bringing some closure. So our family has changed because all of our uncles are gone and daddy's gone and mama's gone, right? And so our family dynamic is changing, and I have children and they grew up, and now I have grandchildren, and that changes the family dynamics too. And so it's just a constant state of change, right? We change the way we eat, we change the way we exercise, we our body changes whether we like it or not sometimes, right? And so there's all this change we have to deal with all the time. There's something always, and that's a good thing because in life we're going to have changes, and if things aren't changing, something's broke, right? So we've got change. And so change isn't all bad, but sometimes it can be frustrating, I mean, difficult. It means different dynamics in different areas in our life, and we have to adjust emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And so, with all of that, as I was thinking about how things change, so I was thinking about that this morning and praying. I thought of the scripture in Micah 3:6. And God reminds his people, he says this, and it's God speaking through Malachi, Malachi the prophet, and he says this, Malachi 3:6, for I am the Lord, I do not change. How cool is that? So there is something that doesn't change, and it's God. He doesn't change, and I know I've said it before, but he doesn't change who he is in response to events here on the earth. If he did, he would be up and down like we are, right? He remains constant. He's the one constant that we can count on, no matter how life around us changes. So when this horizontal plane we live on here changes, the vertical relationship we have with God does not. Now, I will say this. When we go through things, a lot of times we tend to pray more, and so we tend to get in the Word more. And so we change in response, and we do see that relationship with God deepens. We're doing this devotion because we went into a pandemic, and at the very beginning, we ain't scared now. But when it first happened, we didn't know what was going on. We were given information and misinformation and lots of information, and the people given information didn't always know either because it was we were new to it, right? So I'm not condemning anybody specifically, but when the pandemic started, many people were really scared. A lot of people thought there wasn't anything going on. A lot of people thought we were all going to die. I mean, and everybody was on all these different things, but our world changed. There are some things that are still very different, that we don't that we had before the pandemic started, and so our world, including people, have passed in the last 3 years, right? And so we've got a lot of change that came. So there's always change, but we can always go back and go start with the same scripture that we started with. And Jesus said, "I'm leaving you my peace." So no matter what information comes to our lives, no matter what kind of changes come to our lives, no matter what changes come to our relationships, our job, whatever we've got going on in our lives, our morning, crazy morning here, God doesn't change. Jesus still left his peace here. He didn't say, when things get too hectic, though, I'm just going to take it back. Right? He's like, I'm leaving you my peace. And he was preparing his disciples for his death. He was saying things are about to change. Your whole life is about to change. And we see, from John 14:27, where Jesus said, I'm leaving you my peace. They went, he had the prayer. He went to Gethsemane and he prayed, God, I don't really want to do this, Father, but I'm going to do your will. And he gave himself freely for us, right? And then at the cross, everything changed. But God didn't change. And Jesus didn't say, you have my peace. This is just going to take care of you till I'm crucified and raised again, and then you don't need it no more. No, he said, I'm leaving it here. All right? His grace never changes. His mercy is new every morning. It doesn't change. We've got this package of stuff to help us get through life, to get through our days. And we've got God. And we didn't get up this morning and he didn't move away. We didn't get up this morning and he said, well, your piece ran out at like 6:30. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's all right there. We've got God. And no matter how all of this out here changes, we have one constant that's going to carry us through those changes. It's going to carry us through the days. All we have to do is ask for wisdom, he says. And two times, Old Testament and New Testament, he says, wisdom comes from asking. Just ask God for wisdom. And then he gives us understanding and knowledge through reading his word and knowing him, developing that relationship with him. And so our relationship with him can change in the sense that we trust him more. Our relationship with him can change in the sense that we give him our cares and leave them there. That's the catch. I can give them, but then I go, okay, I can handle this. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, no, I can't handle it. Take it back. And our relationship with him changes because we grow in that. We know him more. We trust him more. We learn to love him more. We learn to rely on his grace more. We learn to rely and trust on his peace more. But he is the one constant in a world where the only constant is change. Right? So today, I just encourage you to trust Him. I encourage you to grab hold of His peace and let it reign in your heart. I encourage you to rely on His mercy to get you through today. I'm going to have to. It's already a hectic day, right? Anyway, He's there. He's not going to change. He's not going to change His love for you. He's not going to change the His desire to want to interact in your life. He wants to walk through time with you. He wants to walk through time with us, even though He's in eternity. He's here too, right? So just rejoice today that God is a constant, the constant in a world of change, and He's got you. He's got you no matter what comes at you today. Peace out. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. No, I won't see you tomorrow, by the way. I will be driving tomorrow, but I should see you Saturday. So have a great day, and I'll see you Saturday.